Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, John. Thank you, Bob. And thanks for giving me a few moments here to speak to you this morning. We wanted to kind of follow up on the church retreat we had. Now, it's probably working on 3 or 4 weeks now since we had our retreat. It was all the elders and all the deacons. And at the beginning of our retreat, John asked us a question. He asked, "Are you ready?" And I think that really hit most of us to say, are we ready? And make it personal. So as we're going through a process of different things and trying to grow our church, think about that. Are you ready? And the more I think about it, the more I'm excited about this church and the things that we can do in our community. There are two things that we kind of came out of the retreat. One was we wanted to be a church that prays. We had a lot of questions about what does that really mean? A church that prays. We all pray individually. We have prayer and service. But how do we pray? So we want to try to introduce some ways that we can pray for, one, our prayer concerns that we have, that we express every week. We want to pray for our congregation. We want to pray for our community and what's going on in our community, how we can be engaged in that community. And we want to pray for our church and the activities of our church. So the more we can provide ideas and thoughts around how do we pray as a church, we're going to want your input as well. The second thing is that we want to be an outwardly focused church to our community. We need to be involved. We need to be relevant in the community. What is First Presbyterian Church's role in this community? Now, sometimes you might think, well, we're a smaller church, we're an older church, what can we do? Bob will speak on a few things of what we can do. So those are the two things. Again, a church that prays and outwardly focused to our community. That outward focus doesn't mean we don't pay attention to our own congregation, but we want to have that outwardly focused. The second thing is, Bob introduced the book that we read, and it kind of sounds daunting. It's Autopsy of a Deceased Church. And I tell you, everybody that read the book before their meeting, it touched us. It really meant something to us as far as the things, the symptoms, the things it's very convicting. But the last 3 chapters of the book actually have some positive things that we can do to try to help and grow our church. So that's kind of the main things that we did in our retreat. And we've got extra books up here, and we want everybody to take a copy, everybody have a chance to read the book, and kind of come to a realization of where we are and what we can do. And the outcome of our retreat is positive. We want to be excited. We want to grow. We want to be inclusive. Everybody. This is how our church, not the elders, not John, not the deacons, everybody. And with that, you got a few words for us, Bob?
The emphasis is on prayer and outreach. I would never want you to think I'm imposing my values on you. And I'm not an avid book reader. But I took the book out of respect. I read it through and really got convicted because it points out some of the very things that I'm thinking that could very well get in the way of the growth of this church. It made me question not only how often I pray, but what I think about and say and what I feel. I love this church. I've only been here 20 years. And I love each of you. I would even be as bold as to say there are dark clouds on the horizon about the existence of churches this day and time. And I don't think I'm far off the mark. But do you know those dark clouds can be turned into brilliant successes. You and I can play a role in that. I can't do it by myself. Neither can you. I promise we can do it together. But it depends on us taking inventory of our faith and our trust in the things we might think really don't have anything to offer that just might. We don't know if we don't ask and we don't share and we don't tell. I'd love to see this place full. I know you would too. But we can't be quiet. If God doesn't hide from us, why do we want to keep him at arm's length? It's something for us to think about. I'm going to share a story I ran across. Some of it, unfortunately, fits me. Two people were having a discussion. I better see what I'm reading here. Two people were having a discussion about praying regularly. And one of them was somewhat skeptical. So he asked the one who prayed regularly, what have you actually gained by praying regularly to God? There was a pause. This other person's response was, actually, nothing. But let me tell you what I've lost. I've lost anger. I've lost ego. I've lost greed. I've lost depression. I've lost insecurity and lost a lot of stubbornness. I've lost indifference and fear and a whole host of other detriments to the active prayer life that we might have with God. So you see, while that could be a significant loss, in the long run, that's an awesome gain. So my question for you and me is, what are we willing to lose to make the necessary steps forward, to make a difference not only in our lives, but the lives of others for the right reason? It can only be done through prayer. And it can only be done with the trust you and I have in God and in one another. We're going to be asked for our input too. We're not imposing anything on anybody. We're not saying you need to do this. If I was going to say anything today, I would say you need to read this book. But don't read it if you don't think a bunch of it's going to apply to you, because I think it might. We need to know these things and our temptations in order to deal with what really exists. To turn anything we go through from tragedy to triumph. And when the sign comes up that says the end, whether we realize it or not, we could be asked these three questions. Did you give more than you've taken? Did you show up when it mattered? Did you leave something behind that just might have made the world a better place, a little less broken than we might have found it? Just asking the questions should then prompt the kind of thinking and prayer that we know God will lead us in the right direction. Because a praying church is a staying church. Thank you.